So welcome back to the start at Henley Royal Regatta. I'm Martin Cross, and with me is Olympic gold medalist Catherine Granger. We are at the start of the Princess Elizabeth Challenge Cup for schools. On the far side we have the young men from St Edward's School, Oxford, and close by the young men from Radley College, again Oxford-based school. And this is going to be a barnstormer. The other semi-final of this between St Paul's and Shiplake was neck and neck all the way, but St Paul's just won out in the end. Who's going to face them in tomorrow's final?
Jim, this is such a popular event and such a, again, we've got neck and neck crews again. This is the standard of these events. It is just extraordinary, and it's such a, it's such a title to get for every single crew here. This is that they want this Henley title.
Yeah, this Radley crew, I was talking with their coach John Gearing and Sam Townsend just before the regatta. They're not going to be in the launch following the race, but they've got two lads that have come back into this to the national schools, Angus Great Sheep in the 6th seat and Antos Ravinsky, who's riding in the bow seat. There's the St Edward's crew. You can see the stroke man of St Edward's, Isaac Hillick's Tulip, with that cap on, just facing us. And again, talking to the coaches, Johnny Singfield, the coach of St Edward's, said this is the fastest school crew that he's ever had. They won national schools. A lot of people said, OK, you had the best lane, but in the semi-final, Catherine, they had lane 3 and beat crews in the better lanes 2 and 1 to get the best lane in the final. So I think St Edward's justly won that national schools title. Will they win at Henley? Well, the result of this race will be crucial to that.
Well, this is it, isn't it? Everyone's talking about the big winners tomorrow who take the trophies away, but actually it's the semi-finals that are the big challenges today. It's getting through this. Obviously only one can go through out of this, and as you say, just as we're seeing this, the angles are changing all the time, but you can just see St Edward's School starting to make their move.
Yeah, he's been working off a gold medal predicted time of 5:40 for junior boys 8s, and they haven't really had the conditions to see how close they could do that. But Singers reckon they could maybe do about 5:45. It was a tailwind at national schools, and you can just see that is, what, a third of a length lead. It's a really nice, they're rowing really nicely. And I used to row with John Singfield, the St Edward's coach, and what hallmarked him as a rower, he wasn't the biggest, but he was so loose, so fluid, so quick and snappy on the front end. And he coaches his crew like he rows.
It's so lovely to see a lot of the athletes that we know and have rode alongside and know well, going on and doing incredible things with these young students. It's really impressive to see, and it's obviously a very different challenge, coaching and taking that challenge on. But you'll be sitting there being very proud and very pleased at the moment with what St Edward's have done. That first part of the race, they seem to be, they probably have there's a slight overlap left with Radley, but they seem to be moving away, and they've got, as you said, that really rhythm, that really confident move.
This is the semi-final of the Princess Elizabeth Challenge Cup. You're listening to Martin Cross and Catherine Granger talking you through the middle part of the race. St Edward's School from Oxford are leading Radley College. St Edward's School, the national schools champions, have taken a decisive lead, but Radley College, well, last year, Kath, they rode through Eton College in the semi-final. There are 3 of those athletes in this 8, the cocks and 2 oarsmen, and they will be thinking, we did it last year, can we do it this year?
I was thinking just that when you said St Edward's have taken a decisive lead. I don't know how decisive it is, because Radley have responded brilliantly. They've really taken it up, and as you say, when a crew has done the sort of rowing through thing before, there's a confidence within them saying, not ideal being behind, but we know we can row through crews when we need to. So they will be asked that question of, can they respond to this very fast, very impressive St Edward's School?
St Edward's, you can see, coming back every single stroke at, Radley coming back every single stroke at St Edward's. Radley on the left of your picture with the red and white blades. This is going to be a barnstormer of a finish. St Edward's, well, I think they've got the better station here on that far side. Definitely, if I was choosing stations, I'd rather have the Berkshire station closer to the stewards. Radley need to start their charge now. There's about 400 metres left in this race.
Yeah, and both crews will be hearing that these brilliant crowds that we get on Saturday. They'll be deafening, and I think we always see the sort of school-age crews having the loudest support from the banks as well. There'll be a lot of parents, a lot of friends here watching this, and a lot of people who have been through schools and still take pride in seeing the legacy continue.
Well, St Edwards also rode through Radley at the National Schools Regatta in the semi-final, but that Radley crew wasn't as strong as this boat, and Radley are coming. Radley on the left, St Edwards School on the right. There is the back of the Radley bowman, Anton Rabinski, who's come back into this boat after illness, just like the six-man Angus Gray-Cheap.
I think St Edwards have responded. You just see their Cox, Felix Jameson glance across, and it looks like, if anything, St Edwards has taken it up again and moved out.
It is St Edwards moving out. Radley College, try as they might, they're not going to get back from that position. It is Harvey Burford, Nicholas Beckler, Christopher Buddin, Lorenzo Pravati, Scott Bain, Roaring Donald, Jackson Amies, Isaac Hillis, Tulip Cox, Felix Jameson, only 15 years of age, coming through to the finish line. St Edwards School will meet St Paul's in the final of the PE. Fantastic win for them. Almost clear water over Radley. I guess Radley will hope that they had a good row, the best they could offer, but their heads go down. Such a contrast, Catherine.
Oh, it's always so difficult seeing this, isn't there? There's the joy and elation and sort of pride of success, and there's utter exhaustion and disappointment from that Radley College crew. But Radley really brought it to them in the middle of the race. I really love the response Radley had to St Edwards. And St Edwards was moving away and moving up, and yet Radley were sort of saying, no, we're not going to let you have it all your own way.
And the thing is, the two coaches, John Gearing and Sam Townsend, went over to Johnny Sinfield before the race, shook hands, said, made the best crew win. I mean, real sportsmanship. And you saw from the crews there just acknowledging their opponents as Edwards School just as they crossed the finish line. Real camaraderie and sportsmanship.